So let's get started.
So I know raised beds have a lot of advantages to growing edibles. What would you say are the key advantages?
Well, you get to control the soil. And the soil is the most important thing about vegetable growing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now I know that you should look for organic soil.
Very important.
And then soil that's really broken down, right? You don't want chunks of wood or anything in the soil.
Absolutely.
One thing to remember, right, is that you need to place your mini farm box in a spot in your backyard where you get at least 6 to 8 hours of full sun so you get a bountiful harvest.
And also I say to people always put it close to the water supply so it's easy to water, and make it as close to the kitchen as possible because you'll use it more and you'll watch over it more.
We're going to plant what we're calling a salsa garden, and you can fit all your makings for salsa, pasta, anything you can think of in this 4x4 foot spot.
Well, a good thing, Katie, is to space out your plants. Put them on top of the box before you plant them, and that way you know exactly how much space to leave in between each thing.
Right. I always start with the tomatoes because they're going to get nice and tall and big. You need to allow plenty of space around them too. I like to put my tomatoes at the back of the box so that as they grow they don't shade the other plants. Nice deep hole. Plants are tough, seedlings are tough, so you want it pretty deep.
And a lot of people think they're smothering the plant here, but absolutely not. It's going to root really nice and firm and deep if you plant it deep like that. Right. Let's do some basil.
The basil, of course, is not going to go as deep, but just enough so that you cover the top there. I also like to put herbs on the corners. I think that's a great little filler.
And then push down a little, make sure he's going to root nice and firm. What we're going to do here is we're going to put our eggplants, stagger them in a line. When you go to get your seedlings, get some different varieties. Be brave, be adventurous, get something a bit wacky and wild. I have one here called Lavender Touch. That looks beautiful. Yeah. Okay, now we're ready for some seeds. And you see, this way it's a little bit staggered, so you'll have something to eat in a couple of weeks. And then a couple of weeks later there'll be something more. Now we're going to put a herb in the corner here.
I think I'll do the same over in this corner.
That's lovely tarragon there. Roast chicken, I see it. Now we put in some cilantro. It's good to scatter the cilantro around the box because it's small.
It helps. It's a nice spacer between the bigger plants.
It's a fantastic spacer, and it doesn't need as much direct light as some of the other plants. We're going to put in our peppers next. We'll put a pepper in between the lettuces there, because by the time he gets big, those lettuces will be grown.
So, ta-da! We finished our garden.
All in a 4x4 box. Organic soil, tomatoes, basil, lettuce, herbs, cilantro, peppers, and seeds to keep your harvest bountiful.
A lot of beginners are a little afraid of knowing how much to water, not water. Our rule of thumb at Sunset is to simply put your finger down in the first few inches of soil, and when it's dry, to water.
This is a 1-hour Saturday morning project. Put the box together in 5 minutes, put the soil in and plant it, and you're done. Start to finish, 1 hour.